This is my third time recording this video. Who knows? Who fucking knows if this is a take with my phone camera mix that's at 8% plugged into a portable charger. I had a script at one point. Pull it up. It wasn't even. I never really make scripts. It's just like psychotic jots that I kind of write down to keep track of. You know what I mean? I have made a lot of videos on this for this channel and my last that were supposed to be watchable, and they slowly devolved, which is what the first one did. The second one was a more compressed version of both my script and also the rambles of my first shot. This try is going to be amazing, and I'm fuck. You know what? Sometimes weeks get hard, months get harder. You know what I mean? But today, right now, not even today, bro. Right now, I'm gonna be talking about ice.
You asked to see the boss? I'm Johnny Dang, the king of bling.
About jewelry. You feel me? Before I start, I have to emphasize that if I made it rich, if I was making 300k a year, 400k a year, whatever the fuck rich people make, Brooks Bottenhorn, would be rocking 3 pound, fucking not 3 pounds, that would be excessive, 3 ounces of white gold around my neck, VV'd the fuck out. I would be the biggest stunner. I'd be stunting harder than y'all.
Yo, touch my shit, Jimmy, touch my shit.
Are you ready?
Now, hold on, you're not getting on the stone.
Oh, okay. I'm getting on the stone, bro.
No.
I'm getting on the stone, bro.
Nah, man, come on.
Where'd you get your jewelry from, dog?
Nah, bro, nah, hold on.
So we're gonna be looking at some real pieces, some real ice. This iced out pennant, clearly VV, fucking 24 karat gold. Shit's gonna make a motherfucker go blind. It is reflecting every photon that touches it. $16. I was supposed to make you guess. Anyways, if you keep scrolling, because you know how Amazon listings have different options, different colorways, sizes. In this posting, they have completely different products. It said 1 of 1 on it, and I thought that was notable, right? Because it ain't 1 of 1, dog. Because if you're rocking this chain, you're one of 185,264. You know what I mean? It is self-contradictory to a point where I thought it was notable. The thing that's telling them you're 1 of 1, thousands of other people own. That's the wrong one, also. That had pure NyQuil. I had a Dayquil with a little water in it, and it was supposed to be less potent than that. The next one your boy looking at here is this broken heart, which is so cute, so sad. I think it's cool. Not me though. I'll put holes in you, but not even the ray. I'll hit you with the what is that even called, mathematically speaking? I'll hit you with the field. That's terrible. Being a pussy is fine, but I don't feel that way, and it's a response to my social conditioning. But this one's cute. It's cute. It's the point. The next one I thought was noticeable was full VVS money chain, and again for a similar reason. I thought it was funny because if you're buying an $18 chain with fake diamonds in it, you don't got the thing that the chain says. If that's the thing that you're hanging around your neck, you clearly don't have that, which is really funny to me because it capsulizes the entire point of this video.
So, yeah, back in the day in, like, middle school, ever since I bought these KD skateboard shoes and people thought I had fake Nikes, I would be rocking fake Supreme, fake V-Lone, fake Gucci. I was the worst at buying, more drip than, like, a Venezuelan slum. Like, genuinely, I would buy these fake designer clothes to hide, like, maybe, you know, you cover the financial instability with some fucking N loan or G loan or whatever the fuck.
And I also wanted just to mention, subscribe and like this video, interact with me.
As several future chains in this video will also do, I'm sure. This one's funny, right? It's The Last Supper. They have a gold option and a silver option, both of which are $10, which I think is real funny because $10 is the same and the price of gold and silver isn't, which means they're clearly not gold or silver. The duality of man, I guess, because if this was if someone saw you walking down the street stunting, and they thought this chain was real, and this chain was real, let's say in this scenario, you wouldn't be making it to heaven because you wouldn't be able to fit through the eye of the needle. As said, because this chain is so fake, you might actually have a shot.
When that day comes,
Luke 18:25. I've probably read more of the Bible. I read all of the Bible. And I guarantee most Christians watching haven't. How are you breathing? Anyways, this one's funny. The second time I didn't remember it, but this time I do. It is Trump 2024, which makes me consider the demand of the entire listing. Like maybe perhaps there is a story, you know. There's a like the audience this listing was created for. Perhaps as I swipe, it tells a story. I'm just spitballing here. Again, I usually don't get political, but everything's political. As long as a motherfucker in power is debating it, it's political. So I don't, you know what I don't care. I'm not gonna draw a line there just because it'll get me lynched. If I don't have an esophagus, then I don't have an esophagus. You know what I mean? I just think it's funny because it's like so last year, you know, like it's like rocking an iPhone. Like it doesn't really matter, I guess, because if the producers of this item spent the money and time changing the design, producing product with a different design, it would be a waste of money because you know, the sanctions. Anyways, here, I'm gonna have y'all motherfuckers guess which one of these chains costs more and by how much. It's funny because the difference is sick. It's a lot. It's a big difference between the price of these two items here. One of which costs $150. I'll let you guess which one. And one of them is on the listing with the last chains that all costed $16. Keep in mind here, I need to let you know, both of these products are made of the exact same material. They're both zinc, and I hope you can think of the numbers that I just fed to you, and you can contemplate the difference in price despite the exact same material. No conclusive answer for this next one, right? This could be pre and post tariff. I have no. This is speculation, right? Because I don't get political, and I don't have the time to look into the manufacturers and the way they source their metals. Even if that's public, if that's not, I can't even reach such material.
I'll get lied to, idiots. I found the time to look into the manufacturing a little bit, as in the the cheaper product we were looking at, they are produced on the East African coast and shipped here by the thousands for producers to sell within the country. And then the other one, which was a fucking Trophy Smack, they do custom engravings, and their products are manufactured in China. Again, the locations are relatively inconclusive, but it does help my theory, I would say, but it doesn't prove it because the price of the other chain is still low, which would make sense because they're probably not selling 5,000 Trump 2024 chains every single fucking day. A dropshipper might be less inclined to bite preemptive potential increases in cost as opposed to someone who needs to buy product to engrave it. But anyways, we'll figure that out soon, I'm sure.
For example, one of these items were in California, and the other one were in Shanghai right about now. You know, we'll see. One of the ones that really piqued my interest was this Mario choker, all iced out. It's got rubies, sapphires, diamonds, all sorts of fun shit. It's $120. I'm gonna be honest with you, it ain't passing the VV check. You get that shit scanned with the scantrometer, bro, you're cooked. Not that it matters, but people will know that shit ain't real. When the IRS raids your place and tries to auction off all of your belongings, they won't be able to get a whole lot for it. Anyways, this one I thought was funny because it was a guy who posted himself wearing the emo Bart Simpson iced up chain. You know the shit that your homie would post back in like 2017, 2016, 2015. I don't know. It probably went back a minute. This is a different day, bro. This was posted in what, 2020, 2022. That ain't 2016. But I'm not gonna judge. Again, I'm not here to cast judgment. I'm just here to tell you that this is a thing that exists that people are buying still. It's scary, bro. That fact. Yeah, this thing's worth $20 for your information if you were really biting your nails, curious about that, I guess. I'm going to keep scrolling through the screenshots I took. The next one is a very similar king, but this one's drippy. I don't know why I screenshot that, I'm going to be honest. The next one, this one's fun. This one I actually did have like a spiel about. I really did juice up in the first two recordings. This one's fun because it's a Benji. Benjamin Franklin is carved onto this design, right? It is someone looked at Benjamin Franklin, the man, the guy who had thoughts and a soul and a beating heart, and they drew him like this. And then eventually it ended up on a Supreme, right? The brand Supreme. I have a hat. I gotta flex. I'm a big stunner, bro. That's not it. I had a Supreme hat somewhere. Not to flex or anything. I ain't like them. Supreme, the brand, made a design, probably sold this chain for like $300 or some shit, you know, so like the $100 bill on it made a little sense. But this post right here, this isn't a real Supreme chain. It is a off-brand. It is a fabrication of the design, and it's worth a Hamilton, bro. It's worth a Hamilton. I spilled Coca-Cola all over my desk in the second recording, bro. I sure hope this is recording, because I don't know how a fourth would go. It's late. I'd be struggling. I've been using my neurons all day. This shit's worth $10, regardless of whether or not you get it in gold or silver. Because it's not gold or silver. There's actually no difference between the two because they're both zinc and maybe a little bit of nickel. Who knows? I just think it's funny that a dude who existed so long ago, like 300. You, person listening, all 8 of you and me, neither of us will be remembered in 100 years. I hope you know. Maybe 150, depending on how long you live and if you have grandchildren, I guess. This guy's remembered, right? 300-400 years, he'll be remembered 1,000 years later. For what? Right? Like, if you really think about it, right? If you think about why he did that, think about it. Really. Turn those neurons, bro. I know it's hard when you're thinking about the founding fathers. You know, he's kind of only remembered because he had like a black woman he bought, like a full-grown human with a fully functioning brain, and he didn't know how to handle it, right? Because he feels all these feelings, right? And his wife isn't handling all that, so he rapes her. And then those children that he has, they go in the fields and then they pick the cotton off the cotton plants that he has out in his yard, and he sells that. And then he uses that money to pay people to do things that will make him memorable. You know what I mean? Because that's if you're not able to do that, something's scary about you. Like, there's an inherent like bias you have that you're not capable of contradicting with modern knowledge, which is very scary because it means that you hold these beliefs so deeply that you have to tie them back historically. Anyways, if I see you around these parts and you step a foot on my dirt, the next bit is fun. I have a list of items that are sub $30 and a list of items that are over $1,000 American dollars. I'll make you guess which one, and they look equally as dog shit, right? And on one of the lists, I have a product from Alibaba, and if you remember, right, Alibaba was supposed to be like a Wish.com. Like, it was like what the Chinese manufacturers used to ship out their dog shit product to American consumers to boost fucking economic production. That isn't the case no more, because everything else here is from Amazon and it's indistinguishable. You probably realize that Wish.com and Alibaba are indistinguishable from Amazon or any other. Real fun. Because it's all just drop shipped versions of the same products. Anyways, you'll have no fucking idea. The bottom two right here are over a band. It's a lot of hours. I guess if I was making like good, like fucking PhD money, alright, it could be like a couple hours, but otherwise, bro, that's like a paycheck. Anyways, you know, I guess if I really wanted to pull hoes or convince my homies that I'm super tough, because I have the mentality of fucking elementary schooler who's just socializing for the first time, I would pay $225 per month for the next 6 months so I can rock this fucking epic $ chain. But fortunately for me, I grew past that in a long time ago. There's something else I gotta mention. I kept scrolling the interwebs, right? I was on Amazon, eBay, Alibaba, Wish, all sorts of different shit. And there's a line you gotta draw. And it is between the people who are authentically rocking whatever jewelry item you're buying, and then, like, people who are dressing up for Halloween as black people. If that makes sense to you. It's just some white boy in fucking Idaho Springs who thinks it's a costume to wear a big bling necklace and dress as a rapper or basketball player, because in what they're feeling, right, is I want to dress as a black person because that's like a costume to me, because I'm not one of them, though one of just rapper, like Lil Wayne, Soulja Boy type shit. Like, you can track the aesthetic back to a couple people like Deion Sanders or Soulja Boy, you know? In like a comical way, it's kind of, I'm just saying, bro. I know we live in 2025 and nothing's racist, but I'm just saying, you might as well be dressing as a slave. I'm just saying. Like, you might as well be wearing blackface. Like, you know what I mean? That was problematic for this video, right? Because I didn't want to have to make fun of just objectively racist kids without talking about the racism aspect of it. That's not kosher, right? Like, I can't handle that because I have a conscience, and I think human beings are human beings, because I think if you have a human brain and like a human body and like physiological processes as me, that I'm just so mean to all the 12-year-olds wearing plastic chains and dressing as prisoners or some shit, that I'm just a woke fucking snowflake. But if I'm a woke snowflake, come around my parts, bro. Pretty subjective at this point, that a lot of these fascists are just little cowards, like little like nerds from high school. You know what I mean? That weren't like I wasn't properly socialized, but in a different way. Like, these nerds from high school had friends, but they weren't like they thought of themselves as losers because they liked math or some shit. If you're not one of them, shit, like and subscribe, you know what I mean? Because, I put a lot of time into this craft of mine, And I've had a lot of videos over the years that I haven't published because they've slowly degraded. The first 2 attempts degraded, but this 3rd attempt, who knows, bro? Maybe I'll publish it. We will see. But check out all the links, buy my shit, listen to my shit, watch my shit. Just make me feel cool, I guess. See ya. Adios, mi amigo.
P.S. I just want to mention that this fucking trophy smack is now shoving ads on my fucking